Mangu Cash is literally scamming people. After month and month of seeing how people are complaining about Mangu Cash, this online money lending app which is in Uganda, I decided to take a look for myself. What is wrong with this app? I decided to find out who is the owner of this app, because everyone is asking about whom the owner of the app is, because the app is having very high interest rate of between 15 to 52% interest rate. That's a very high percentage. And if they claim that they do give people between 91 days to 365 days, that's a full year, but report shows that they begin demanding for their loans as low as 8 days, and they go on shaming you. They call it debt shaming, access your contacts, call everyone, and then begin harassing them or informing them that you borrowed a loan from them. And that is a very bad record, because if you borrow some money from them and then they begin going through your contacts from your phone and begin calling people, then that is very, very unfair. I was not happy, although me, I've never used it, but I was very unhappy what Mangu Cash is doing. This literally work of the scammers. Set out to find out who is the real owner of Mangu Cash, and if the real owner can come and defend himself, why are they mistreating people? Then that will be very wrong. Just look at the review on that Facebook group. You find people complaining here. You get 23,000 after borrowing 40,000. Can you imagine? That is a very high interest rate. There are a lot of negative reviews about this money lending app in Uganda. When I began my survey, it was not easy, and as we're going to go through this video, it's going to be quite a long one, because it was very, very hard to try to get to know who exactly is behind the Mangu Cash scam. I'm going to call it scam by now, because the way they're treating people and the way people are complaining, I cannot literally regard it as a very legit site or money lending app. Now, let us begin. My journey began by looking at a few reviews. People already having negative reviews about this company. I tried searching who is the owner of Mangu Cash, because the assumption was that somewhere in the internet we should be able to find whom the owner of Mangu Cash is. Oh boy, was it there? No. There was no record of somebody claiming to be the owner of the Mangu Cash app. Now that was tough, because now if we don't know the real owner of the Mangu Cash, then how shall we be able to put somebody accountable? If you check the owner of Mangu Cash, all you find is some LinkedIn page, a post by Peter Kisembo. Now Peter posts one of the Daily Monitor newspaper report about how these money lenders are preying on Ugandans, how they're taking their personal information, how they're reaching their phone book and calling everyone, debt shaming them, and it is not good. And if you look at people's comment, everyone is complaining about somewhere Mangu Cash will always appear. Somewhere Mangu Cash will always appear. And that raises a question: who owns Mangu Cash? Out of all these bad reviews, why aren't they making any improvement? This led me to a dead end. I couldn't justify whom the owner of the Mangu Cash was. There was nothing I could do. What I decided to do was to look for the website Mangu Cash. Now I realized there are two websites here that is confusing people. We have the mangucash.com, that is one, and then we have another website which is called Mangumangu.com. Mangumangu.com. That was one finding that I found out. There was mangucash.com, then there was mangumangu.com. Now, allow me put it here. That was the first finding first. I have mangucash.com, and then somewhere I have mangumangu.com. Now, those are two websites that sound very, very similar. And from this point, I realized something was fishy. There's somebody who is preying on another company's name to try to exploit the Ugandans. Now let's go one by one. So I began with the Mangu Cash. If you go on mangucash.com, you will be able to find some information, of course, about our section, telling you about the company. But just a mere look at this app, how this website is designed, looking at the font size, how they're varying with all these information is not really adding up so well. If you look at this font, the font size are not well organized. This is a sign of, this is how scamming sites always work. People don't pay attention to details. Down here you do not find any clear contact information. It's very, very vague. I know it is an app, but even if you're an app, you must have a website where people can always go to and seek for information about that. Now, I tried to find out what is the score for the mangucash.com. What is its legitimacy from Scam Advisor? Then I checked Mangu Cash and I tried to check it. They rated it quite well. The rate was quite well, 77 out of 100 trust score. So it was really fair. And when I look at the reasons, include things like the SSL certificate, that is a certificate that helps to keep people's information private, avoid hackers and all that information, and some of these good reviews, right? But things like honor of the site, hiding the identity, and also the site has a very low Tranco ranking, so the ranking is really, really low. And where it is hosted in a country which is of high risk, a country that is full of scamming activities, hacking, and all that. But what interested me was how long the website has taken. The website has only taken 1 year. 1 year. Let us mark that carefully. 1 year. As time goes by in this review, we shall find out that Mangumangu as a main company has taken over 9 years. This site mangucash.com has taken 1 year. Let us pay attention there. Now, I went ahead and looked at the address the website was registered. This was called Guangdong. And I tried to search for Guangdong. Guangdong ended up being in somewhere in China. So it was somewhere in Southeast China. That is where the website is being hosted. Well, that is really fishy. Most of the websites are hosted in the US majorly, but this one, China, cool. There is no problem. Let's go forward. Looking at this information first, there is no personal information, there is no customized email related to mangucash.com. All the information from here, it's very hard for you to find out who is really behind the Mangu Cash. But I did not give up. I went ahead and tried to compare it with the mangumangu.com. Remember, we have the mangucash.com. Now we have the mangu.com. So far we have seen so far that this one is hosted in China. It lacks information about it. We do not know the registrar, we don't know the company behind, we do not know really much information about mangucash.com. And worst of all, it is only lasted for 1 year. So far what we know about the website. Now let's try the mangu.com. Mangu.com, by the time of checking this video, the website was down, but it did not stop me from further going ahead and try to find information about it. When I checked at mangumangu.com, there was some information about it. Things like the IP address about it, things like the HTTP not being found. Of course, if you see the website right now, we cannot see it on. And that one made me to begin thinking, what is really happening here? Is Mangumangu running away? What is really mangumangu.com? What's wrong with you? Why are you disappearing all of a sudden? I had a question mark. But something that gave me much more interest, much more strength about mangumangu.com was the fact that there was a lot of information about who registered the company, telephone number, some addresses, and it was much more related to Uganda. In fact, if I check using the Scam Advisor, I can be able to see some key facts about the company. 9 years old, 9 years up to this time. Mangumangu.com has taken over 9 years. And that's different from the mangucash.com. Now that was very, very okay. And if you look at its trust score, the trust score was 75. It was really similar to the Mangu Cash, but at least the time it has taken was really, really okay. Now, if I go further down, it gives you which organization opened the company, Cayman Consult, the owner, address, telephone number, personalized email address related to the company that it was registered with. Now, this gave me some interest. The things are adding up. I, at this point, began thinking that probably Mangumangu.com is a little bit legit. That is what I began thinking. So now, we have info available. This is now 9 years old. Now we have the name of somebody called Abubakar Luwaga. This is what so far now we know about Mangu.com. Now it's really different from the first one for the ManguCash.com. Now I didn't stop there because something interested me. Mangu.com was registered by the organization called Cayman Consult, and the owner is Abubakar. I decided to find out what is Cayman Consult. What do they really do? What do they really do? A lot of information really came around the Cayman Consult when I reached on it. First of all, the first information I found that I began searching who was Abubakar Luwaga first. Then I also did some deep diving into Mangumangu.com just to be sure that Mangumangu does not have another thing apart from the Cayman Consult. And its IP address where it's hosted is United States. That is okay. Where the website is hosted, that was very fine. And I tried to look for Mangumangu.com and another person associated with the Mangumangu.com, and I found this guy called Julius Lule. So Julius Lule here, he's a programmer and a director at a company called Africa 2 Trust. So I began thinking, if Julius is a programmer, so it means that probably Mangumangu.com partnered with Julius to make this Mangu Cash scam. That was my first thinking. So I placed Julius Lule as a question mark. I was like, no. I'm going to put here Julius Lule. Julius Lule is our programmer. This guy might have been the one who could have programmed the Mangu Cash, and they are there disappearing. Okay, so I went forward. I looked at who is Julius Lule. He's the technical director and technical director of this company. Looks like that is his company. And if I sit down, skills and all that, it did not really associate anything with the Cayman or Mangu in here. There was really nothing much. So from this point, I drew a conclusion that probably Julius was just hired. He was just paid, since he's a programmer. He was just paid to develop the site. So it was inside hustle. So could be he decided to update his page with that portfolio that he worked on the Mangu.com site as part of his portfolio or his CV. So therefore, I decided to cross out Julius Lule. Julius Lule is not associated with the Mangu Cash scam. Now, that was the only one. So after ruling out Lule, I went ahead and began looking into how about Abubakar Luwaga. Remember, we found out that the Mangumangu.com was registered under the company Cayman Consult, and the owner of Mangumangu.com was noted as Abubakar Luwaga. So I decided to look for Abubakar Luwaga. Who is he? Now, several names came up here: Facebook, LinkedIn, and some other few info. And now, when I went on Facebook, I found Luwaga Abubakar. But this was a female person. I expected a man. I realized no. The Facebook profile was not fitting the person I want, because there was no information. This profile was since 2018. They have not updated. There is no any information associated with the Mangumangu.com. So I decided no, this was a wrong lead. So I ignored that one. Then I checked for the other site, which was LinkedIn. And when I checked on LinkedIn, there it comes. This gentleman appears, and his name is abbreviated as Abu Luwaga. And down here it says he's the owner of Cayman Consults. The owner of Cayman Consults. You remember the Cayman Consult that was registered under the Mangumangu? Here now we are seeing that this guy here, Abu Luwaga, has been denoted as the owner of the Cayman Consult. Something is adding up here. Therefore, it means that Abubakar is now is a confirmed owner. This one is the owner of Cayman Consult, which Cayman Consult registered Mangu.com. I thought something was coming up here. Could be this is the guy who is behind the Mangu Consult. In his profile, he has eliminated Mangu. Why? Could it be because Mangu is right now scamming people? He doesn't want his name to be associated with the Mangu? Or there is something else happening? I did not stop there. I had to further investigate deep about Luaga and Cayman Consult. When I searched Cayman Consult, so many things came up. This was very interesting. You can see that it is Cayman Consult tends to appear under the Ministry of Gender and Labor. They are nearer to the government of Uganda. Well. This is a government official. Let's go forward. You have the website there available, and then here it comes, Africa to Trust. Do you remember Lule? Lule was the owner of Africa to Trust. Lule. So Lule is the director. Lule is technical director of Africa to Trust. And if you are here now looking into the Cayman Consult, then when you search, you will find that under Africa to Trust there is Cayman Consult. And this one concluded that because this was under Africa to Trust member, I decided to conclude that still Lule just worked for Cayman Consult as a side hustle, and their business ended. I just gave up from there. But that is how the connection is really working. But Cayman Consult also goes deep. If you check Commonwealth Network, you'll find simple information about them, including some phone numbers and some address. This was positive because at least the information is publicly available, meaning they are open for queries. Well and good. That seems very wonderful. And if you look at the website tends to talk of offering support services and HR solutions, more like HR consulting activities. Cayman Consult, so migration services, virtual office solution, all these kind of thing, administration and all that. It looks like it was a consult firm for organizations, and it has a lot of information down here. This was a sign of a legit website because all the contact information are available, and also about the company. When I check at some of these links are functional. I began trusting Cayman Consult. The only thing I did trust about Cayman Consult was that these other links that posted here, some of them were not even functional. It was just like a photo. They're saying clients we serve, so this was more like a photo. You can just get photos and just put on your website. But besides that, everything was somehow adding up. I see they've also posted under Ministry of Labor, Cayman Consult, and if you look at this email address, it's really the same as the email address which was similar to this, a customized email address used to register the Mangumangu.com. That alone was really giving me a lot of confidence, and phone numbers are there, and information seems to be much updated 2024, so it looks okay. But it looks like Cayman Consult by this time they were posting job posting, housemates, Saudi Arabia. What really happened? Where is Mangu? Why Cayman? Now Cayman is now, I thought it was a consulting firm for HR. Now it is posting jobs for people to be taken to Saudi Arabia, and what was happening there? This is still under Africa to Trust. Africa to Trust will mention Cayman somewhere in the middle. They were business partners sometimes back. Then so you find Cayman here under the Africa to Trust, just talking about them, providing worldwide customers with specialized services, local expertise, global outreach, and they have put here things like KCC, URSB, Uganda Revenue Authority. Cayman was putting things that are a little bit legit, So meaning if all these other postings for Cayman looks to be very legit, that's wrong. That's when I kept questioning myself, what's wrong? I began looking more into Cayman. Is there any other person, or is there any other company associated with the Cayman? Oh boy, did I find out something. So when I got searching about the Cayman company itself, I realized that another name appeared Abubakar Sebatindira as the owner of Cayman. Now that was confusing. That was confusing. First I thought that it was Abubakar Luwaga who was the owner of Cayman. Now it is Abubakar Sebatindira. Now this one confused me much more. Are these people tricking us? Who is exactly behind the scam for Mangu Cash? This was really very, very tricky. But when I dig deeper into Abubakar Sebatindira, I realized there was no post. There was no any other information. There was even no profile pic about Abubakar Sebatindira. There was no any other information about Abubakar Sebatindira. Therefore, I ruled it out. I was like, no. Either this was an initial fake profile being posted, or this one was a business partner sometime back, but he stopped anyway, or he's like a guy who is not of social media. Probably some old guy. So old people, maybe they are not into scamming people. Could be. I left Abubakar Sebatindira. So I ruled him out. I was like, no. It looks like Abubakar Sebatindira was just a fake profile and is not part of the Mangu Cash scam. Now, I went and began looking into the Cayman Consult into details. Is it a legit website? Although we have seen some of its activity from here, we can see it as posted on Ministry of Labor and all that, but is it a legit website? When I checked, and I found its review was not really bad. 86 out of 100 trust score. That was really a fair review, and it has things like valid SSL certificate. The website was a little bit older. There are a lot of information which were positive in here, but of course there are some negative reviews about them. And they are using like free email at gmail.com. That was not very convincing in that case. I began questioning Cayman Consult, and the website was about 2 years old. So things were not adding up here, because if Cayman Consult was registered 2 years ago from now, the time that I'm recording this video, and yet we saw under Mangu Cash, Mangu has taken 9 years old. What was Mangu.com registered under before the Cayman Consult? That was my biggest question in there. Did Cayman Consult later buy Mangu Cash from someone? What really happened here is what I didn't understand. It did not add up, because this is only 2 years old. Or perhaps Cayman Consult was a company operating way much before, but they didn't have a website. Could be. But what interested me is that it still had other information. Personalized email address, phone numbers, the country Uganda, physical address, and other names. Actually, a little bit gave me some hope that probably maybe Cayman is not that of a scamming website as I was thinking about. But there is something that interested me. Now, Cayman is registered with the owner being David Musubuga. Oh my goodness. Cayman, officially, it is registered with the owner being David Musubuga. Officially, behind the website is the one who is the owner of Cayman Consult. But on LinkedIn and all that, it is Abubakar who has placed his name to be the owner of Cayman Consult. Now this one became much more confusing to me. I was like, someone is tricking someone here. Who is tricking who? Who is tricking who here? Who is now David Musubuga? Are these people partners trying to scam us? Who are these? Who is David Musubuga? And who is now Abubakar Luwaga? How are they connected in connection to Mangu Cash scam? And I investigated further. And let me look into David Musubuga. Who is David Musubuga? The first time that appeared was Director of Platinum Credit Uganda. But Platinum Credit Uganda is one of the money lenders in Uganda. I was like, oh my goodness. This David Musubuga is trying to earn money via Platinum Credit, and also at the same time trying to earn money via the Mangu Cash, because he has experience. But oh boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong, because when I deep dive, there was also another David Musubuga. There were 4 David Musubugas, And when I checked on the LinkedIn profile, the first one, Director of Platinum, this was David Musubuga, Director of Platinum Uganda. He did have a profile photo, but there was no any other connection here with the Cayman. There was no information talking about Cayman within any of his profile. Then there was David B. Musubuga. He did have a profile pic also. He just had some other photos, but he had put some company, Blue Crane Communications. I was like, could he be the one? Who is this? Could this David Musubuga be the one I am looking for? Therefore, I began deep diving into this David B. Musubuga. Now, for me to draw conclusion, which David Musubuga am I looking for? I went back to the email address that was found in the information about Cayman Consult registration, and that was bmusubuga@gmail.com. And I copied this email address and I looked for it. I just only looked for it, that can I find any hit where this email address falls. This email address was able to fall under some of these companies: Uganda Craft Kampala, Blue Crane Communications, Blue Crane, majorly those ones. There are other things like IP address and all that. It fell within two companies, Uganda Craft and Blue Crane. I could find bmusubuga at Gmail. So I realized that bmusubuga at Gmail, that email will lead me to the person I am looking for, who is David Musubuga. Therefore, when I looked at the Uganda Crafts, I check on it. This company was trying to make craft earlier in 2018, some decorations, some items, but looks like the company collapsed some times back. First of all, you have here that David Musubuga also, he was connected to, let me call him the owner of a company called Uganda Craft, and also a company called the Blue Crane. But looking at the Uganda Craft, it looks like the Uganda Craft has collapsed. David Musubuga, the Uganda Craft has collapsed because there is no more post. But you can clearly see that the email address is located in here. And what is interesting is that it was an e-commerce website. So David Musubuga was experienced in e-commerce, online transactions, money, and all that information. Master that experience of being Musubuga. Then I checked on the other company, the Blue Crane Communication, and something added up. When I checked on this LinkedIn profile, David B. Musubuga, I find the Blue Crane Communications here, which is the same company as I am looking at here, which was the same company that came under the email address bmusubuga@gmail.com. Therefore, the Musubuga I am looking for is this Musubuga that I cannot see his profile pic for now. This one here. This is the person we look for Blue Crane Communications. How to look deep into Blue Crane Communication? Looking at in here, they look to provide services related to IT, internet security, surveillance. This guy was really experienced in e-commerce, IT, all this information related to money. He has experience in medicine, agriculture, tourism, and all this kind of thing. This Musubuga person here, I had to pay attention to. This guy could be the one behind the Mangu Cash. And so when I tried to check, I was like, no. Let me look at what is the rating for the Blue Crane Communication website that B. Musubuga is associated with. Is it his or it's for someone else? So when I looked at the Blue Crane website, the trust score was really good, 100 out of 100. He had really good information, like SSL certificate. It was older and all that. Of course, B. Musubuga is an IT person. You really don't expect him to put shady websites out there. But if I go deep into the website was having some issues. It had backlinks, meaning if you click on something, it will take you to another site. That's fishy. No, I don't really. That's something very fishy. But besides that, the website was old, around 8 years from the time of recording this video. That was okay. And then look at the company data. It is really recorded with the information about David. And he had a personalized email address with the company. So anyone who has a personalized email address with the company means that that company is likely to be legit. You fear email address that are like at Gmail, at those. No. Those ones are not always very legit companies. But these ones, and he had this easy name here. Clearly, David Musubuga is a true owner of the Blue Crane Communications. All that information is there available. Well. This was really interesting. Now, what do we know so far? Right now we know that so far Mangu Cash, we have mangucash.com and mangumangu.com. So far the Mangu Cash is associated with the Chinese. It lacks so many personal information about the people behind it, and it is only about 1 year old. We have the mangu.com that has personal information about 9 years old. It has so far about 2 owners associated with it. Abubakar Luwaga, who is also a co-owner of Cayman Consult. Cayman Consult is co-owned by David Musubuga. David Musubuga also owns another company called the Blue Crane Communications. So David Musubuga is much more expertise in IT, and Abubakar, his role is not very clear. It looks like he's into government, politics, and maybe all that. This was really a clear partnership coming up here. I went far and looked into David, and it looks like David is a legit guy because you can find his information in here. His email, the same email address, be Musubuga, the phone number, and all that. But if you click even on that, you can find his CV. This was his personal blog, his personal website. You find his CV there. He has a lot of experience. Something really interested me from here, in that his real education background was literally in a very different program. Let me check it in here. You find that his education background is in things like project planning, electrical engineering, something like that from you. But and yet, when you look at his experience, he has a lot of IT experience, a lot of server, networking, GPRS. He went ahead and did a lot of IT training. This guy was a self-made sort of software engineer, IT manager. He was all round. This guy was fishy, according to me, because he's a guy who had self-taught himself some of these programming tasks, meaning he's really capable of putting things out there because he has all this broad information, and he has a lot of skills. I began suspecting David Musubuga to be the main guy behind developing the Mangu Cash app. Now, but when I began look, I was like, no, but let me first search. If I search Mangu, because so far now we have really seen that there is no very clear connection exactly very well between Abubakar and mangumangu.com, or maybe David Musubuga and Mangu. It's really vague in this. What if I search for Mangu Abu Luwaga? The guy whom we are suspecting, Abu Luwaga, is his name associated with the Mangu? Any name associated with the Mangu? And I found that there is the program called Uganda. Forgive me, I do not know Uganda Kwekwafe. And there is a name, Mr. Abu Luwaga, CEO Mangu. Then down there, CEO of Cayman Consult, Mr. Abu Luwaga. So far we can see that Abu Luwaga is associated with the Cayman Consult, is also associated with the CEO of Mangu, and also is associated with the Uganda Kwekwafe. Are we getting on to something? This is a very long road. Who is behind the Mangu Cash scam? I then went ahead and began searching for what is Uganda Kwekwafe, and I realized that it's a very interesting program, right? It is an annual diaspora business and cultural forum organized by a Canadian company, and I think it is hosted by Abu. And there was this telephone number. This was a very legit telephone number. They have the physical address, and then also there is a website here. Well and good, and the reviews were good. 5.0 review. That was really so good, and it has some several photos. NBS. Looks like Uganda Kwekwafe is a legit website, a legit service. Meaning, if it's legit, then most likely Abu Luwaga shouldn't be a shady person, unless he's just operating it behind the skin, behind the scene. This was really looking legit. And sadly, there was no information about Uganda Cafe. The website is down, but it didn't stop me from going ahead and try to find out whether I can find information about it. And thirdly, I couldn't reach Uganda Cafe. Probably the program ended, because when I look at the Facebook post, it was last updated in 2020. So probably the program ended. But I love that there is still information around here, like the telephone number and all that. Did I try the telephone number? No, I didn't try to call the telephone number, but that was a little bit fair enough. Now, to draw my conclusion in that scenario about Abu Luaga and all that scenario, what I decided to do is that this telephone number has been appearing in very many scenarios. Look at this telephone number, 424749. In some other scenarios, it kept on appearing in some cases. So in some cases that we are going to look into, even under the Uganda craft, you will find it in there. What I decided to do was just to simply try to blast or try to do a search for that telephone number to see whether that number is associated with any site, any company, and whatsoever. And so when I searched the number, I realized that the number was associated with the Ministry of Gender, Cayman Consult, Mangumangu.com, Mangumangu.com. Mr. Abu Luaga is the real owner of Mangumangu.com, real owner of Cayman Consult. He's the main guy behind Mangumangu.com. That was really very, very connected in there. But is Mangumangu.com the one behind Mangu Cash scam? That remained a question, because at this point we have just connected the dots in this case. We have not confirmed that it is Abu who is now the main owner of the Cayman and also the main owner of the Mangu. David Musubuga looks like he's the co-owner of Cayman and also is the owner of Blue Crane. Who is therefore exactly closely related to Mangu Cash? This is Abu. Right now we've not yet concluded on you. I can't tell whether you are karma behind the Mangu Cash or you are a legit person. But let's move forward. Now what I decided to do is to go back into mangucash.com. You remember mangucash.com? I went back to mangucash.com and decided to dive deep into mangucash.com. The first thing I did when I went back to mangucash.com is to look at the website again. This is mangucash.com, not mangumangu.com. This is a different site, and we have seen that for it is only 1 year old. When I began reading around, I realized that the mangucash.com has some shady things which are not okay. One, the HPTT has been moved permanently. Why are they shifting away? And it was moved on 4th September 2023. Why would you begin shifting your address and all that from one location to another? That one was questionable. The contacts in here about the company is really very fishy. You cannot really connect it with anyone at all. I began reading about us. So about us, they began talking about Mangu Cash is an online loan app owned by Volantis company. So that was an interesting information. So when I go back to Mangu Cash, so now we are Mangu Cash app. So it claims that the app is owned by Volantis Company Limited. That was interesting. It was not owned by Mangumangu.com. Like it was not owned by any of the companies that I uncovered. So what is Volantis Company? Like that is one shady thing I found out in there. Or when they're talking about some physical address here being Nakawa, Uganda, some help number here, and then I also read about the frequently asked question. That is where another question mark came in, because the first question it asks here is that how can I access quick center loans? Quick center loans. What's quick center loans? I thought this was Mangu Cash app. What's quick center loan? So when I looked into quick center loan, it's also another app that gives online money in Uganda, in fact. And they just updated it in April 2023, like very, very recently. And all the terms and conditions are really very similar. 12 to 52%, just like Mangu Cash. between 60 to 500 cash, similar to Mangu Cash. They offer repayment between 91 days to 365 days, 1 year. Same terms like Mangu Cash. A lot of things are similar according to this. And how even the review was done, the similar wordings, it was really very, very similar. If I really try to compare it with the where is Mangu Cash is. This is Mangu Cash review. Look at the general flow, soft tonic, the general flow of the information in here. 91 days, 60 to okay, this was 400, like pros and cons. Then you compare it with the quick center. It's really very similar. Oh boy, I drew a conclusion that the same people who offers quick center, the same people who offer quick center are the same people who are offering the Mangu Cash. Quick center, Mangu Cash, same people that are scamming people. Let me call them scammers. It's the same people who are doing so. Similar people. This information was very similar terms and conditions. Like everything was very, very similar. I couldn't draw to a conclusion. Of course, the other time we found out that there was at first like no clear connection between who is really behind the Mangu Cash. So the question was that now who are these people who are behind the Mangu Cash app or the Quick Center app? The two apps that are, even Quick Center app has a similar review to the Mangu Cash. People are still complaining of the same thing, that the loan rate is so high. They do threaten you with the calls even before the due date time, and then they be like, oh, no, you should call us, don't put those bad reviews there, inbox us, and then we discuss. People are not impressed. I'm not impressed. This was July 2023. This is very latest, September 15th. Okay, they called you before the due date. The people for Quick Center does the similar thing with the people for Mangu Cash. These are the same people as per my conclusion. Quick Center app, Mangu Cash, they're the same people who are scamming Ugandans. But I went back and looked into the Mangu Cash again. Was there anything of interest? Is there anything of really interest? When I look deep here, like it was really hard to find anything of interest about the site itself. About it just in China, there was really nothing like very clear I could find out from here. But one thing stood out when I began searching about the Volunteers company, which was mentioned under this discussion, that Mangu Cash is an online owned by Volunteers company. I began looking into what is the Volunteers company. So when I looked at Volunteers company, this is what came up. So you find it's just a company. So you find the Volunteers company, there's a website here, and then there are some names here associated, and I found only two names that are associated with the Volunteers company. Two names. So I first looked into the Volunteers company itself, and I was like, okay, this is a company that is IT driven. They aim to offer business consultation and robust IT engineering services. Again, IT, business, e-commerce, things which are money related. So it has a lot of stock exchange here, but the posts were really outdated. 2016. It looks like this company was already like outdated. Okay, and it is, the address is India. Like this company did not really look to be operating right now. It really looked shady. Like it looks shady. Like it doesn't really, there is no information associated with Uganda, or like it's not really there. That was Volunteers company. And even when I checked on its trust score, even if its trust score is really very high, but and like the website has so many, like it's hiding, it doesn't have visitors, it hides the owners, like it has backlinks in them. So meaning when you go on the website, you'll always be able now to find other backlinks that are heading to like different websites. But what was interesting is that website was about 24 years old. 24 years, that's a very old website. And I'm sure 24 years ago in Uganda, that was 1999. I doubt really whether in 1999 we were already having Mangu Cash lending app. So this According to my conclusion, volunteers.com is an outside website which has either gone outdated, but these people just decided to put it here just to justify the Mangu Cash scam or the quick sentence scam. But volunteers in real life, volunteers is not really existing in there. It's not really there. Like, it does not really operate. It's not operating really right now. The more you look into the volunteers, the less you are able to find information about it. So I went back on the two people, right? Because the search found on top of the volunteers company, it found two names: Ivan Kaligamba, team supervisor volunteers. So Ivan Kaligamba, team supervisor volunteers. Ivan, I'm so sorry. Then we have Muhabuzi Nicholas, loan officer, I-Star Limited. This is strange. So, but if you look deep in the details, you'll find volunteers company somewhere here. But so we have Muhabuzi Nicholas. So we have Muhabuzi Nicholas in here. So these are two people who are similar to the volunteers. They have volunteers company name related to them. Remember, we have already seen that volunteers company is literally not currently working. Like, the site was updated way back in 2016. It's not really working. So when I began looking at Ivan Kaligamba, it just says team lead, and he has volunteers company limited here, and then UCU, Uganda Christian University. And so it says here is highly motivated, field work, business analysis, credit appraisal, credit risk analysis. So this guy was he really knew something about finance. First of all, Ivan Kaligamba. When I went deep, team supervisor, volunteers company limited, full time, May 2021. But we've already seen that volunteers has really never updated anything, unless I'm not really seeing well. But I did not find any sign of recent service by volunteers. All the posts are very old. Like, there is no recent activity around. So I conclude that volunteers was already an outdated website. But yet Ivan Kaligamba here is posting that he was the team lead since May 2021 up to now. So I have no idea whom he's working for even, or what work he's even doing there. But under the skills, this is what interested me. So he has so many skills here: communication, financial analysis, team, blah blah blah. It has all these financial related information. But under the responsibilities, let's look clearly here: managing all aspects of company activities related to soft loan giving to clients and customers. Soft loan through online small loan applications. Volunteers company is not associated with any financial giving. If I look at about us, I do not see anything related with the financial giving. I'm only seeing things like IT services, partner, blah blah blah, IT consulting, question and answer, workshop management. There is nothing in here under volunteers company limited which is associated with the credit giving. Ivan, which loan giving are you talking about? Online small loan small loans between 60 to 500,000, I think so. Because looking at volunteers looks to be originally a very legit big company. I doubt they will be giving loans like 60,000. If it was a credit giving society, it would be a very big site. So I really don't trust this. Then you have something like manage day-to-day operations of loan collection from collection departments. Have access to customer loan information. So you have access to customer loan information, collecting the loans, giving out loans. In this case, I began suspecting that Ivan Kaligamba could be one of the main guys behind the Mangu Cash scam, and also at this point that we have discovered a quick sentence scam. That's my conclusion. Number one. Let me go to and check the next person. Next person was Muhabuzi Nicholas, loan officer, I-Star Limited. And by the way, for curiosity, this is Ivan Kaligamba. Now, if I look at Muhabuzi says here that Kai Limited. Then down here you have Volunteers Company Limited. He was also associating himself with the Volunteers Company Limited, Nakawa Central, Uganda, Central Region, Uganda. But we have seen that Volunteers Company Limited, it has no association with Uganda. It has no information with Uganda. Like, it is not closely related at all with anything in Uganda. Whether you search where, you cannot find it. It's not there. When I go back here, Nicholas, I looked at, he has no posts. No posts. I just see loan officer, Skystar Limited. I decided to look for Skystar Limited to see whether there's anything about Muhabuzi Nicholas. When I tried to look for the Skystar Limited, it looks like the Skystar Limited is a company which was dissolved way back in 2016. It's no longer existing. It got dissolved way back. Incorporated in 2003. It got dissolved in 2013. Private company. It's not in existence at all. And it was doing clothing and footwear. It was based in the UK, not even in Uganda. The more you try to search for it, even other companies that came after it, this is not even a secured link. Skystar.com.ph, these are phishing sites that are used by scammers itself. There's really nothing. And therefore, it drew the conclusion that the company that Nicholas has also been confirmed by me to be associated with the Mangu Cash or the Quick Center is coming up. And how does it look like? This is how it looks like. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to a conclusion for this video. I really believe, after really looking deep into all these issues, after really looking down into all these people, looking at the Uganda Quick Cafe, looking at Abu Luwaga, whom right now he's a legit person, by the way, looking at his project for Uganda Quick Cafe, which went on well. And then I have this Ivan Kalegamba, whom I'm suspecting, alongside his other friend. This is Ivan. This is the Mangu Cash App. This was Lule that we have ruled it out. And if you look at, even when you look at how these Mango adverts are, it's very simplified, it's vague, they are very high payment rate, and you find very simple requirements, smartphone, national ID, and it has all this vague information that you really need to apply. They're not really collecting, they're not really like say, according to me, WhatsApp ever, people are having very negative reviews about the app itself, and then it is having mangocashuganda@gmail.com. This is a free email address which anybody can even be able to get it anytime. This telephone number, I tried looking for it, it did not add up at all. Okay? People are having bad reviews across. And what's one, it even have spelling errors in its website and its advert. This is a true work of scammers. This is a true work of people who are non-legit. How can you even begin having spelling errors in your adverts? Mangu Cash is a total scam, and according to my conclusion is that the people who are behind the Mangu Cash scam, or the people who are the owners of the Mangu Cash scam, are majorly two people. Ivan Chalegamba, teams who call himself team supervisor, Volunteers Company non-existence, then Muhabuzi Nicholas, loan officer. If these two people are there and they want to reject or refuse this review of mine, let them give me an email, I'll put them in an interview, and then we talk about this thing into details. If they disagree with any of the reviews I've given, or if any of you guys disagree with my conclusion about these two people, let me know. I'm just tired of seeing people putting negative reviews, people crying of their money, high interest rate, debt shaming, using people's contact, misusing personal information, having all this information privacy being breached. I am tired of the Mangu Cash people and now the Quick Center people using people's information. Let them come out clean and let us discuss this matter. I'm open to any discussion from the team, and if any of the Mangu Cash people wants to meet, wants to discuss, let them invite me. I come to the office, we discuss this matter into details. Give me all the answers of all the queries I have in here. See you next time. If you have liked the video, subscribe, and I'll see you.